Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have a flight going from Memphis to Dallas. And this is an exclusive flight. It's in a specific special area, not at the jetways. It's the back terminal. The passengers will come out here and come in here. This is for an exclusive group of people. So that's how we're going to do that. We are going to load up self-loading cargo and set that up and go. Now it's going to take all my information from SimBrief, of course, because I love SimBrief and Navigraph, and so I'm subscribed to that. I would suggest that you subscribe to that too. It makes your life a whole lot easier, especially putting in your flight plan in the FMC computer and getting everything ready to go. I have my aircraft set. Now we're going to fly at 21,000 feet with 205 passengers. As we can see that, we're going to set this for 1 hour, but we're going to leave a lot earlier, obviously. So now we're going to set our services up, and I think we'll have a meal in this for everybody. Normally we don't, but we'll start it in 15 minutes. About 20 minutes after takeoff, so we'll be good there, and we'll have 10 minutes for the first drinks, 30 minutes for the alcoholic drinks, so that'll be like slightly after they serve the food. And so they're going to have 2 of these, but we're only going to have 1 drink service. So that will be that. And we can start the flight. I have GSX set up for this area. As you can see, this little terminal thing there, that's set up there. And I'm going to change this so we don't have to listen to this. We'll go to ground. And there we are. So I'm going to have my co-pilot do all the communications and stuff like that. Doors are closed. We will open them, and that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to actually open a lot of the doors. I'm going to open the front door over there, this door, and I believe that door. That should do it. Actually, not that door. I'm going to open this door, close that door. We're going to sync with GSX, and so that should be there. So that should be 1, 2, and 3. We'll see how that goes. I don't think it's this one. I believe it's this one. So we've got our bay doors. We're going to open these up, and we'll be ready to go. We're going to start our boarding, and they'll load up the crew members. And so here we are. I am going to request boarding. So let's get that started.
Boarding requested.
So now ground will contact us.
Ground copy. Go ahead. Hi, Captain. Microphone check, please. Crystal clear. 5 out of 5. Okay, Captain. Radio check, please. We'll contact you when you're ready to start loading. Roger.
Okay, so here's a little trick to get the ground people to start loading, because they usually take the longest. So what I do is I turn off GSX sync and then I put it back on.
Ground copy.
And then they'll start.
Go ahead.
Loading. they're ready to go.
Roger.
Now the crew is, they're going to ask, GSX is going to ask if we want to board crew. And we will say yes to that. And they're putting the steers in. I don't know why this one isn't. There it is. It is going in. And that was correct with the doors. So, yeah. I knew it was that door. The very back door. So, we got all our ground stuff here. We've got our baggage loaders there. And we've got
Do you want to board crew?
baggage loaders here. So I'm going to say both the crew
Pilot's boarding started.
and the pilot. Let's just do it that way. So here's the path where they'll come in. Up there, and you got the cones there, so they'll come right over here and load right in. And everything will be all set. We can start, have our co-pilot ready to talk to ATC whenever we need her to do that. And she will do that. We're going to take off from runway 18 center. That is our departure 18 center, and then we'll be landing on 17C ILS Cat 3. But for now, we're going to go back to our ground services. I'm going to tell in a minute, once the passengers stop loading, I'm going to tell the ground crew to disconnect the ground power because we're going to start the APU. And we got plenty of fuel for this trip. Now, as we can see here, we can open up a cockpit door, which is really great with the new PMDG 777. We can open that up, and we'll be able to see the passengers loading. Actually, it's going to be right here, one of the spots right here. And here's the staircase. And we'll see the passengers getting on. We already have the crew getting on, as you'll see them right over there. And some of them will get on over here. They'll be going back there to their stations and so here we are. And you'll see the passengers, they'll start getting seated. They'll stay seated throughout the flight. Great feature from GSX Pro from their update. That was great. There's a flight crew right there, and they're going to be there greeting the passengers coming on. You'll probably see one flight crew member over here. She should be climbing the stairs. There she is, right there. I don't know where she's going though, but she might be standing right over there. Yep, there she is. She's going to be greeting the passengers, and GSX will let us know when the crew has boarded, and once that happens, the passengers will start getting on board. Right now, as you can see, if you look to the left here, there are none, and they haven't started boarding yet. We'll go back to the cockpit, and we can check it out, see the passengers when they start coming on. Let's say passengers boarding started. And as a matter of fact, we can do that through a showcase.
Your crew has boarded. Passengers boarding started.
Get rid of this. And
Hello.
Hi, Captain. How are you?
So
Hi there.
there's
I'm very
the,
well, thanks.
Great.
I
We're
hate
just
this
getting ready
thing
for
that does
departure,
that.
but if you need anything, just give me a call.
So here they are. They're coming in
Thanks.
here,
No problem.
and they're going to.
All stations, we are about to start boarding.
We got 205 passengers. A hell of a lot of them. Pretty much almost a full boat. Close to it anyway. Not really. Not exactly, but. So we got crew there watching over there, ground crew member there. And we got all our passengers coming up. And they will start loading here, here, and here, which makes it quicker. So this is where they're going to separate. And there they are. And we can go back to our regular view and go to external. There we are. And we can go inside our aircraft and watch them coming in. There they are. There they are. As you can see, some of them are taking their seats.
Hello.
Hi, Captain. We've started boarding. Passengers are coming through now.
Here they are. See, they're
Thanks.
taking their seats. And we've got the first class people. Taking their seats too as well. So now we're going to contact ground, and we need to tell them that we're going to
Cockpit to ground.
start the APU. Here's usually when I start the APU.
Okay. We're starting the APU. Please stand by as we'll be disconnecting from ground power shortly. Roger.
So I'm going to welcome the passengers.
Ground cockpit. Go ahead. Loading. Please. Sending the load sheet up to you. We'll contact you when
I hate that when
close
that
up. Then we get Roger.
So let's
Ground cockpit. Go ahead. Please start the seat first. Message recorded. We're off the ground power, so feel free to disconnect. Roger. Thank you.
So we're going to welcome everybody aboard.
Good afternoon from the cockpit. This is your captain speaking. I'd like to welcome you on board this afternoon as we fly to Dallas-Fort Worth. We're currently preparing for departure up here in the cockpit.
Yeah,
Once we're
pretty much.
airborne, we'll be climbing to our cruise level of 21,000 feet. We're not anticipating any delays, so we hope to be underway
shows
very
them
shortly.
loaded
The cabin crew will start
a lot
securing the
quicker
cabin
than it
once
really
the aircraft
is.
has pushed back from the
25
stand.
passengers.
As we make our way to the
It's only
departure runway,
100,
please make sure you're
so
seated and secured as they
GSX
make their way
really
around the
didn't
aircraft.
100% sync, so
The weather is looking good, so it should be a nice, comfortable climb up to our cruise level. Once we're airborne, there shouldn't be any
Now
issue
we
during our
can,
climb. It's a pretty straightforward departure out of the airport,
release
so
the
nothing to
ground
worry about
power.
there. The wind forecast during our cruise looks very favorable, so we expect to arrive on time at our destination, but we will of course keep you up to date should there be any changes.
and everything is
The ground crew
good
have finished
there.
loading the aircraft, so if you could get yourself seated and secure, we'll be able to
Ground
get going
power
straight
is
away.
released.
Thank you, and I hope you...
Well, that was
Ground power.
Here we are. We'll go back to door management.
Roger.
138 so far, but we've got a full boat of passengers coming on, and they're still loading. We're going to shut the cockpit door for now. And we got the seatbelt on. So it looks good. Get a pushback, all that stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. While you're being seated, please remember that all mobile devices should now be set to airplane mode, and other portable electronic devices, such as CD players and laptop computers, must be turned off and stowed for departure. Thank you.
And our ground has finished loading up the aircraft. So we can close the doors for the oh, they're already closed anyway. So they closed it for us. Thank you. So they're going to release the stairs pretty soon. So I'll close all those and have the flight attendants on the doors. We got 202 passengers, so we're almost there. And she'll be calling us, telling us that all the passengers are seated. So here she is.
Hello.
Talk to her.
Hi, Captain. Okay, we've received the load sheet from ground. There's the passenger count, the crew count, and the total sold count. Plus yourself, of course.
Thanks.
Okay, looks like we're all set to go whenever you're ready.
Great. I'll make a call to remove the stairs and you can close the doors.
No problem.
Okay, so I'm going to close these doors. So that should shut everything. The stairs will go away as soon as we request pushback. If you get too far away from it, you disappear. They do that for performance reasons, but I'm going to find a way to have this set so you can see this even if you're way down there. So anyway, when these turn yellow, okay, they're all closed,
Ground to cockpit.
and so they're all shut.
Go ahead.
I'm going to tell them pin straight ahead, and tell them to please
We're ready.
close the doors.
Thanks for the help. Pin straight ahead and we'll see you next time.
Cabin crew, please arm doors. Please arm the doors.
All stations, please arm doors.
So they did that. I'm not going to tell them to take off yet. They're going to prepare. So what I'm going to do is now, as soon as this turns green here, I will request for pushback. And I'm going to have my co-pilot request taxi.
Southwest 4640 requesting pushback. Southwest 4640 pushback. Request accepted.
Request taxi.
Memphis ground Delta 450 with Oscar ready to taxi IFR.
Delta 450 taxi 2 and hold short of runway 18 center.
Okay, we got that
Via
one
taxiway
door.
over Mike Golf.
Make sure that there it is. It's on.
119.7 when ready.
Okay, so we have that, and that's going to go away. Acknowledge.
Taxi hold short runway 18 center via taxiway Charlie Golf Delta 450.
So we're going to be, they think we're over there, but we're going to be going this way. Nose right, tail left.
Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on board your Delta flight. My name is Bryson, I'll be your flight leader. This evening, I'm assisted by Robert, Bethany, Keiko, and Laverne. We are here primarily for your
These
safety.
stairs should disappear.
In this moment, we'll be showing you a brief presentation on the safety features of this aircraft.
There we go. I got to
Kindly ask
remove
that
the
you
shocks.
direct your attention to your monitors and flight attendants in the aisle, even if you are a frequent flyer.
Remove the shocks. There we go. Door management. Everything is arm all.
Memphis ground Southwest 4640
There we go.
with Oscar ready. Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
And now we can go to our
taxi 2 and hold short of runway 18 center via taxiway November Mike Golf.
So everything is good.
Contact tower on 119.7 when ready.
So this does voice recognition. I can talk to the crew and everything. pretty good.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted. Taxiway November Mike Golf, Southwest 4640. Southwest 4640, hold position, caution, other traffic.
So we have here one notch of flaps on.
Hold position, Southwest 4640.
We're going to remove the parking brake. We're going to put our taxi lights on. And we'll put our runway and landing lights on. Set that up. And we have our APU that's on. Everything is here. We don't need the fuel pumps on, but we're going to press that. We don't need them on, so that's why it says press. These will go away. We don't need that. And the hydraulic, I have no idea why that does that. I'm going to put that on real quick and that should go off. There it is. So engine is shut down, so we're going to go nose right, tail left.
Release parking brakes, please.
Now it's going to ask us to release the parking brake.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
So we could start our engines, which is, well, I can go right up to here. These are right here, but I have a controller that works that. And it also controls the levers for that. So I'm going to turn that on. So that is on, and then I can turn the next one on. And then I can put that fuel valve on right there. We got the APU. As soon as the engines are started, we can turn that APU off. We are moving, pushing us back, and we'll be facing this way. We'll tell them to stop in a minute. We don't need to go really all the way back. We don't need that. But the engines, this one's already on norm, so that's all set. As soon as that switches to norm, that will automatically go to norm on that right engine up there, right over there. Good indication that the engines are fired up. We're going to turn on our voice recorder. And that is in the norm mode. There we go. And we are set. And technically we could, this wants us to go this way, that way, so we can take our right that way. So I'm going to request to stop, complete the pushback, and tell her to be seated.
Hello. Hi, Captain. The cabin is secured for takeoff.
You can be seated now. We're almost ready. Be seated for takeoff now. We're almost ready. You can take your seats now. It's not understanding that. You can take your seats now.
We're almost ready, so you can take your seats now.
No problem.
Probably because I activated it right when the question was asked.
All stations, takeoff positions, please.
Okay, so they're going to be in their takeoff positions. The ground person, which is not showing the pushback, but it's still hooked up. There it is, right there. And they're going to show up with the pin in front of us, and then wave. goodbye. And I guess it doesn't want us to put our stop here, complete pushback procedure. That's what I said. So it should be all set. It's right there. Let's hold in to stop. There we go. So we will set the parking brakes and turn them on. Here we go. Now we're ready. And I'm going to tell the crew that we're in holding position. As soon as they drop down the aircraft. GSX takes their sweet time to leave. It's like it's stuck there, maybe. I don't know. It's acting really strange. Parking brake is off. It should be leaving. Okay, pushback is all set. That didn't go quite well, but whatever. That's the first time I've seen that happen. Kind of a small bug, but I'm going to put this in holding position. And there we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know that we are currently holding position. Air traffic control require us to park here until other aircraft vacate the taxiway.
So we can.
It should only take a few moments, then we can get going. Thank you.
We can take off. We're going to turn off our APU. Don't need the APU anymore. And we're going to go forward. Flap should be all set. Maybe it didn't register that when I last put it on. I'm going to put this on the auto brake. Here we are. And we'll start going through our checklist. I didn't do that, but I am so familiar with the procedures. It's unbelievable. I do not need the checklist, but you should always go by it anyway, because in case you did forget something that you thought you knew about. But so now with this, I should be able to run the checklist this way. So I can see what I'm doing, and I'm going to set that. Flaps are set. There we go. And all that's all set. So everything looks good on the checklist now. Before takeoff, we got that. We will override the checklist on that. And then after takeoff, we will take care of that later. And so now we'll put our engines back to our view. Just makes it easier so I can watch the taxiway while I'm doing that.
FedEx 9061 requesting pushback. FedEx 9061 pushback. Request accepted.
And it's gonna be like an hour and a half flight, maybe a little bit more. Not too bad. Landing in Dallas Fort Worth, one of my favorite airports. There's a strange dip that we got here, so I'm gonna slow it down. Look at this. I don't want to be flying over that. I think the bridge is going the wrong way, actually. Should be going up over the road, not under it. So, yeah, we've got some uneven road here. This airport needs to be revamped. I'm going to check to see if there's a created airport from Memphis. If there is, I'm going to get it. It's probably fixed. Or I might start my own project and do it myself. I do have the ability to do it. It's kind of complex, but it's very time consuming. Right in that spot where we were, I might make it so there are glass windows so you can see the passengers inside there, and have a door that opens up.
Memphis ground FedEx 902
See if I can sync that with GSX. I don't know if you can.
FedEx 902 heavy pushback. Request accepted.
I don't think there is a way to do that. That would be cool if you could, but take our right over here. So we're going to slow it down. Turn into this a little bit wide. And my co-pilot should automatically request takeoff. I'll do a holding position announcement.
902 heavy requesting the end of pushback. FedEx 902 heavy request to end pushback received.
So here we are at the beginning of the runway, holding short here. This should trigger it.
Memphis ground FedEx 902 heavy with Oscar ready.
Memphis Tower Delta 450 ready for departure runway 18 center
I'm
IFR
going
to
to announce holding
DFW.
position.
Delta 450 altimeter 29.
Ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know that we are currently holding position. There's an aircraft departing in front of us. It should only take a few moments, then we can get going.
Cleared for
Thank
takeoff
you.
runway 18 center Delta 450.
So we got clear for takeoff. So I will take off. We are ready. We have got class 5. We are ready to go. And we're going to take a right turn. Right after we take off.
Airspeed's alive.
Here we are.
80 knots,
Nice smooth takeoff. We're gonna go.
100 knots.
V1.
Take me 2. Positive rate of climb.
So we're going to bring the gear up.
Positive rate, gear up.
And we will take a right turn. head. We can turn our autopilot on.
Going to 124.15
man.
Delta 450. Memphis departure Delta 450 is passing 1,900 feet, climbing 9,000 feet.
And set our auto throttle on. And 2,100 feet is pretty good. We got some turbulence though, and the passengers are a little bit worried about turbulence. They said the pitch and the roll was a little bit off, but it might have been. But this is our turn. It's kind of a sharp turn for this departure, but that's okay. We do have turbulence. We can release the cabin crew.
Cabin crew, you're free to resume duty. Good afternoon once again from the cockpit. I hope all is well with you and you're enjoyed flying with us so far. We're currently climbing up to our cruising altitude of 21,000 feet, so I thought I'd give you a quick update. We're making good progress towards our destination and expect to arrive on time as planned. You'll next hear from me just before we start our descent. I'll be sure to keep you updated if anything changes, but in the meantime, please feel free to relax and take advantage of our onboard facilities. Thanks very much. Just a quick broadcast to let you know that we will be keeping the seatbelt signs on for a few more minutes as we make our way through some bumpy air up ahead during our climb. Keep an eye on the overhead panel, and as soon as we're clear, I'll turn off the sign and you'll be able to move around the cabin. Thank you.
So we got some heavy turbulence here, which is to be expected. There was just a hurricane close by, not too far,
Thank you to each of
to
you,
Florida.
and welcome back to our SkyMall members and Million Milers. Your business and loyalty are greatly
And
appreciated
so we
by the
can put
entire
this
Delta
on
family.
progress to watch our
For your safety,
progress.
it's important to remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on.
We're going to 9,000
Off,
feet.
keep your seatbelt fastened in
I
case we
could
experience any unexpected rough
Actually
air.
set that.
We ask that you also
to
please
9,000
remember to use caution in
feet.
opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during takeoff. Now reach an altitude where it's safe. Use approved electronic devices. And a list of these devices can be found in Sky Magazine in the seat pocket in front of you.
Climb and maintain flight level 180 Delta 450.
Okay. Well, there we go. And we're going to set this one at 200. Yeah. That'll be good. And maintain flight rate 180, 18,000, so we want to go to 18,000.
118.625 Delta 450. Goodbye.
And we can turn off
Memphis
our
Center Delta 450
landing lights in a minute.
passing 8,900 feet, climbing flight level 180.
We're going to we could actually go to 25.
Delta 450 contact message. Departure on 124.15. Good day.
Going to 124.15 Delta 450.
Turn our taxi lights off.
Memphis departure Delta 450 is passing 9,300 feet, climbing flight level 180.
And we are on our departure right here.
Departure altimeter 29.93 radar contact. Continue to keep on.
Okay, we're at 10,000. We can turn off
Contact Memphis Center on 135.3.
our runway lights, landing lights,
135.3 Delta 450.
and we can increase the speed.
Memphis Center Delta 450 is passing 10,600 feet, climbing flight level 180.
altimeter, 29.9 tree radar contact. Continue to PPOC.
So, looks like everything's set. We could turn off the seatbelt sign. Everything is good. And we can have the cabin crew to start serving drinks.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign, which means you are free to move around the cabin. However, you are reminded that for your safety, we do recommend that you remain seated with your belt fastened at all times in case of turbulence or any other potential incident that could occur during the flight. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to serve our drinks menu. Choose from our menu of hot tea and coffee or a number of soft drinks.
Notice how it
Please
says the
make sure
cabin
your tray
crew wasn't
table is in
seated
the
when I
down
took
position
off,
and
but
clear any items from the
you know,
aisle. Thank you.
I told them, but guess I didn't do it in time. But everything looks good. We take a look at a map to where we're headed. I have that loaded in Microsoft Flight Simulator, the flight plan, there it is. And we'll be coming in to Dallas this way. So everything looks good. And I will slow down while it's flying.
450, climb and maintain flight level 210.
Climb and maintain flight level 210 Delta 450.
Down from 17 feet per minute. It is getting kind of slow, but that's because of the auto throttle computer system, how much thrust it's going to give. It tries to keep it at a safe level. What I'll do is I will increase the thrust. And so we can increase our climb 2,500 feet per minute. And we are at 18,000 feet, so we need to go to standard there. Administer a little bit more power.
Southwest 11 tree. You are tree 1 mile southwest. Descend and maintain 9,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 27 approach via GRIAT transition. Clear to GRIAT. Southwest 11 tree. You are 29 miles southwest of Memphis. Contact Memphis Tower on 118 decimal tree when inbound on the approach.
A little bit of overspeeding there. Just set our auto throttle now. There we go. Okay, so drinks are being served. I think in a minute we'll go for the food service, and we're going at full speed, 21,000. That is our cruising altitude, and we can.
Good afternoon once again from the cockpit. I hope you're enjoying the flight so far. Just to keep you updated, we look to be making good progress and are expecting to arrive on time as planned. We'll keep you posted if anything changes, but in the meantime enjoy the remainder of the flight, and I'll speak to you again once we're about to start our descent. Thanks a lot.
So, everything looks good so far. We can look at our map. And Everything seems to be coming along. We will start our food service.
Delta 450 contact Memphis Center on 135.875. Good day.
135.875 Delta 450. Goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Memphis
we are
Center
about to
Delta
serve our hot food
450
and
flight
snack
level
menu.
210.
Please make sure your tray table is in the down position and clear any items from the aisle. Thank you.
So we got 205 passengers being served. Almost halfway through our flight. Not quite. But pretty much over here will be probably halfway, maybe. Right around here. So, yeah. We're moving along. Shows that guy over here, but we are actually on our path. Microsoft Flight Simulator, he's got it a little bit off. And it doesn't know that we have TXK waypoint. It has answer, and I believe that's already been passed, and we're going to be the Glove. This is TXK right here, so it's coming from here to there, and it does have glow, so everything will be cool once we're here, according to being synced with Microsoft Flight Simulator, the way they interpreted the flight plan, which is not very good. Microsoft Flight Simulator completely sucks for flight plans, and also ATC. I mean, you'll be literally right over here, and they'll ask you to climb to 16,000 feet, so you can come down here and nosedive into your runway. It's really retarded. They need to fix that if they can, but they probably won't, because they can't. Not without spending a lot of money and a lot of work.
Memphis Center Delta 450 flight level 210.
So we are at 210, doing well. And our food service is underway. We have plenty of crew members, as you can see here. I'm going to bring this down in size. It doesn't have to be quite that big. We have plenty of crew members. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we got 9 crew members servicing our passengers, which is more than enough. Well, it's a big aircraft too, and a lot of passengers. And we're at 335 knots, which is perfect speed for this flight. The next service we're going to have after the food is the alcohol, and we'll probably start that just before the food service ends. And so, yeah, everything looks good. Today we got pretty good weather, not too bad, kind of hazy, some clouds around, and you get an outside view, not too bad. Everything looks great. By the way, I wanted to talk about PMDG. PMDG is probably the best developers for aircraft anywhere, by far, bar none. Nobody is as good as they are, but they put a lot of work and engineering into this. So that's why you spend close to $100 for an aircraft. This one was $79. It was $69 for the 737-800, and that was like a couple years ago that came out, I believe, a few years ago. So the price went up a little bit, but you have to understand cost of living went up. So $79 is actually a good price for the 777. It's a terrific aircraft. I love it. I still fly the 737 as well. It's got the BBJ, business jet, and it's got your freight. So if you want to simulate carrying freight, you can do so, and it's a lot of fun. But the 777 is they did a really good job. And if you don't own a PMDG, I suggest you highly look into it. Go to their website and see what they got. You can buy a reduced price. They have one, so people can get introduced to PMDG. They do this so you can try out one of their aircraft and see the experience and feel the experience. And they have, I believe, the 737-600, I believe it is. And they got the 900 as well. The 900 is, I think, full price, but the 600, I believe, is like $40, something like that. 30-something, $40. Very, very good price for that aircraft. It's like an entry level to PMDG, so you can get a good idea. Only spend $30-40 for a terrific aircraft, and it'll get you hooked. You'll always want PMDG after that, I'm sure. I literally love PMDG. They're great. Like I said, I speak very highly of them because it is so good. It really is that good. And so, yeah, I haven't had any problems with it. All the buttons and switches work, everything. You won't see inoperative functions at all. The only time you'll ever see that is if Microsoft Flight Simulator doesn't support that feature. So if there's something that Microsoft Flight Simulator does not support, then you'll get an in-op for that specific function. You'll still see the switch there, but it will say in-op. I don't think there is any on this one. There is on the 737. I believe it's the weather or icing or something like that. Something to do with Something to do with that. No, it's not the icing because it's the Phoenix that doesn't interpret the icing with Microsoft Flight Simulator, but it's the weather or something to do with the weather. That does not work, but it does here. I haven't seen an in-op on this aircraft yet. Everything does work, so I mean, it's I don't see anything that has inoperative at all on this at all. Everything actually works. So yeah. So you should, if you want a really great version of PMDG's aircraft, you should try the 777. It's their latest, and it's their greatest. It is incredibly good.
Ladies and gentlemen, in a few minutes we will be serving alcoholic drinks.
So here's the alcoholic drinks coming up, so I don't have to tell them to do that. They're going to do it automatically.
Thank you.
It's going to start in 4 minutes. I could start it now, but I'll let them do that on their own. And we are here. As a matter of fact, we should probably tell them to start it right away because we'll get pressed on time to do that.
Delta 450, contact Fort Worth Center.
And so there we go.
Decimal 2. Good day.
128.2 Delta 450. Goodbye. Fort Worth
Ladies
Center,
and
Delta
gentlemen.
450, flight level
We've
210.
just begun serving alcoholic drinks.
Delta 450.
We are also serving soft drinks and water for our younger flyers. Please clear any items from the aisle as the cabin crew make their way around the cabin. And if you would like a drink, please put your tray in the down position. Thank you.
Now the time to get to our next waypoint
Going
is
to
going to be 2:17.
123.925 Delta 450.
So it's going to be 6
Fort Worth
minutes
Center, Delta 450,
before
flight
we
level
get to
210.
that. What we want to do is probably start our descent around that area. Actually, we could start it here. So yeah, we want to start our descent probably around the globe. And so we'll announce that accordingly on the FMC. So globe, we want to be at probably 10,000 feet. So we're going to go here. Globe, we'll set that to be 10,000 feet. And we will be there. So we're going to be at TXK at 217. So we're going to announce starting descent in 10 minutes. Well, actually 5 minutes.
Hi.
Just to let you know, there's around 5 minutes to go until we start descending.
Thanks. Hi.
Sorry, I forgot what I needed.
No problem.
Good afternoon once again from the cockpit. I hope you're enjoying the flight so far. We'll be descending in just a few minutes from now. The arrival weather forecast looks a little windy, but other than a few bumps, it should be a fairly straightforward approach into the airport. We're not expecting any delays, so we should be able to land fairly quickly. Once we do start our descent, please make sure to listen carefully to any instructions from our cabin crew and pay special attention to the seatbelt sign. Thanks very much for flying with us, and I'll speak to you again shortly. Just to keep you updated, we look to be making good progress and are expecting to arrive on time as planned. We'll keep you posted if anything changes, but in the meantime enjoy the remainder of the flight and I'll speak to you again once we're about to start our descent. Thank you.
Thursday's time for a shoot. Sorry that I sound adamant about contacting you. I'm just juggling a lot of things around here. So I like to be efficient. but I would like to set up a shoot with you. You said we could shoot at your place. If we shoot Thursday, what time is a good time for you? Send me an address, I can put that in my notes and figure out how long it's going to take to get there. It'll probably take me 2 hours to get there. We're about, what, 45 minutes away from Orlando? I'm about 1 hour and a half away from Orlando. So I'm thinking maybe 2 hours, 2 hours and 30 minutes. But as soon as I have the address, I can figure that out really quick. Sorry, I was on the phone with somebody. So here we are. Getting ready for our descent. I think we can contact them and tell them that we can go by 8,000 feet. Actually, 10,000 feet.
Fort Worth Center, Delta 450. Request 11,000 feet.
Delta 450 descent and maintain 12,000 feet. Expect 11,000 feet.
Okay.
Descend and maintain 12,000
We will
feet.
slow
Expect
this down.
11,000 feet. Delta 450.
To like 250 knots. And start our descent.
Hello.
Hi, Captain. I just wanted to come by and ask if everything was going okay.
Yes, everything is fine. Thanks for asking.
Give me a call if you need anything else. Hi.
Sorry, can I call you back?
No problem.
I pushed that by accident. Okay, so we are starting our descent. And I will apply speed brake to get us to the speed that we want to be. Okay, so we are going to turn the standard off because we are below 18,000 feet transitional altitude, and we are making good progress in our descent.
Good afternoon once again from the cockpit. As you may have noticed, we've begun our descent. Depending on the destination air traffic, we should be landing in around 30 minutes. In the meantime, I will be instructing the cabin crew to get the cabin ready for our arrival. After that, the seatbelt sign will be illuminated and you'll need to stay seated until after landing. On that note, if you need to use a toilet, then you should try to visit one now as they will be closed during the approach. You'll next hear from me after landing, so I will wish you a very good afternoon once again, and I'll speak to you in a short while.
Okay, so let's see here. I want to be at 3,000 feet. By the time we hit Wilbur.
Delta 450 descent and maintain 11,000 feet.
Now, we're going to be less
Descend
than
and
that.
maintain 11,000 feet, Delta 450.
So we should be good there. So we are set there, 3,000. We are at 10,000. We're going to go down to 11,000 feet. And we are going to 11,000 feet by the time we hit. Oh, so we're going to be at well, 10. So we will be down to 6,000. There we go. We got that all set. And we are at 11,000 feet, and we're going to request 8,000 feet. Actually, go to 7,000.
Fort Worth Center, Delta 450. Request 4,000 feet.
Delta 450 descent and maintain 4,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet, Delta 450.
That'll be perfect.
Cabin crew, please prepare the cabin for arrival.
And ladies and gentlemen, the double ding indicates that the aircraft is now on its final approach. And we have been cleared to land. At this time, all passengers must remain seated with their seatbelts securely fastened. Your tray tables and carrying items
We actually don't have clear to land.
the upright lock position and your aisle armrests should be lowered.
But whatever. We might go for an auto land and see how that works. I think this is a Cat 3 ILS, and we will have this auto land so you can see how this works. Works pretty darn well. I've tried it a couple times. Both times was successful, and well, one time was a little bit hairy because of the heavy winds and turbulence, but this one looks pretty good, so we'll see what happens. If it starts to get too bad with turbulence and heavy winds, I will just manually land it, because the computer system is not that great at doing it in those conditions. But I think under these conditions are ideal for this, and so we will try a Cat 3 auto land. And as we can see here on the map, how close we are to our approach. I'm not going to 6,000 feet, sorry. See how stupid ATC is?
6,000 feet, Delta 450.
And so I will bring this down to 2,000 right around here. I'll start it here, and we can set our altimeter for when we are ready to do so. Everything looks good. Nice outside there. Just a quick look, you can see we're putting the fuel over here. More than enough. And this is going to get ready for our landing. So as soon as we get to right around here, I will start the approach automatically. And we can start our descent slowly.
Delta 450 contact one center on 127.6. Good day.
I will
Going to
slow it down.
127.6 Delta 450. Fort Worth Center
Go
Delta
5,000.
450 is at 4,000 feet, climbing 6,000 feet.
Delta 450 Fort Worth Center altimeter to 9.9 radar contact. Continue to the cap.
We'll slow it down to 35.
Delta 450, please expedite your climb 6,000 feet.
I don't think so. And they're still preparing the cabin, preparing everybody for the landing. They haven't done so yet. They're not finished. But they'll be walking around preparing everybody. And we can zoom in a little bit, actually.
Delta 450, please expedite your climb 6,000 feet.
Microsoft ATC is really horrible. Everybody should be in the forums talking about that. Get them to fix that. It's totally terrible. If you really want good ATC service, you can do beyond ATC. It costs money because it's AI voice and all that stuff, and you pay by the hour, basically how many hours package you buy, and then you use every transmission. It works out pretty good, but it's just another bill that you'd have to pay to have it. And I don't have it. I don't really care for it right now. I might try it. So she's telling us the cabin's prepared, and we'll tell them to take their seats.
Hello.
Hi, Captain. All passengers are seated and secured for landing.
You can take your seats now. We're almost ready.
No problem. All stations, landing positions, please.
All right. As soon as we take this left turn, we are going to activate our approach so we can catch it. Diamond's going to be up here, but it will go down as we get closer. And it is kind of windy, though. A little bit. There we go. We can bring one notch of flaps. Hit our approach. And our checklist for approach.
Delta 450, please expedite your climb
There
6,000
we go.
feet.
And we have the approach activated. For a second I thought it was going to freeze up. Stop there for a second. That's okay. So we're at 2,000 feet, 235 knots. We are in good shape. We are on our approach. It will probably pick up right around here on the ILS and activate there. So everything looks good. Let's see if everybody's seated. They are ready to go.
Delta 450, please expedite your climb 6,000 feet.
And we are gaining on our approach. Quite fast. Which is okay. So we're going to come down here, take a right, and then a little bit of a left curve this way.
Delta 450, please expedite your climb 6,000 feet.
And as you can see, right over here, I don't think it really has too much of a curve. It's going to go here, and then hard left on our approach. So as soon as we hit our waypoint, we're going to slow down, start applying flaps. As a matter of fact, we can slow down now to 225 knots. We are a little low, but that's okay. I'm going to bring it down to 210 knots. And we'll apply another set of flaps. Flaps down just a little bit more. And I will bring down the landing gear very shortly.
Delta 450, please expedite your climb 6,000 feet.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go up to 6,000 feet. Yep. I don't think so. Fucking Microsoft ATC, unbelievable. I should actually stop using it because it's so horrible. It's not even worth it. And I'm gonna bring down our speed to 200 knots.
On 132.85. Good day.
Going to 132.85 Delta 450. Fort Worth Center Delta 450 is passing 2,000 feet, climbing 6,000 feet.
No, we're not.
Delta 450, Fort Worth Center altimeter 29.98 radar contact. Continue to be RDJE.
Alright, let's bring our gear down. Set our speed brake over here to 3. Bring one more notch of flaps to almost full flaps, but not quite. So we are on our right turn, get ready for our left turn. As soon as we make our left turn, it'll be right there. Not that far at all.
Delta 450, please expedite your climb 6,000 feet.
So as you can see here, that is our point that we come here and then go down there. So we got to be ready once we reach that waypoint.
62 heavy traffic is 10 o'clock, 4 miles at 11,000 feet. Report them in sight. Delta 450, you are tree 8 miles northeast. Climb and maintain flight level 180. Expect ILS runway 17.
Yeah, 180, really?
Cleared to Bussy.
Climb and maintain flight level 180. Expect ILS runway 17 center approach via Bossy transition. Cleared to Bossy Delta 450.
Envoy 358 tree traffic is 4 o'clock.
All right.
14,400 feet Airbus A20M.
Everything looks good.
Report them in sight.
We're gaining on it. It says that we'll be at that waypoint at 253.
Delta 450 contact Fort Worth Center
that's a few minutes away.
Good day.
Going to 124.75 Delta 450. Fort Worth Center Delta 450 is at 2,000 feet, climbing flight level
We can bring it
180.
back up to 220 knots.
Delta 450,
215
center
knots,
altimeter,
actually.
29.99 radar contact. Continue to Bossy. Delta 450, contact regional approach on 133.15. Good day.
133.15 Delta
And we're getting on, as
450.
soon as we see it here on the
Goodbye.
map, we can slow
Regional
it down
approach
then.
Delta 450 is passing 2,000
Once we
feet,
get
climbing
close.
flight level 180.
Delta 450, regional approach altimeter, 29.99 radar contact. Continue to Bossy.
Everything looks good. Nice, smooth, comfortable ride for the passengers, and we're going to be seeing this on a map very shortly. Already started to see it. It's going to be quite a hard left. So,
Delta 450, please expedite your climb
3
flight level
minutes.
180.
before we take our left. I'm not climbing to 180. Really? I'm going to climb to 18,000 feet? Right on final? Really? No air traffic control would do that. What am I going to nosedive into the friggin' runway? In a minute, it's going to say descend to 4,000 or 5,000 feet or some crap.
Delta 450, please expedite your climb flight level 180.
And we can see we're going up there. Bring it a little closer. That's like a 10-mile run there. We got like 2 or 3 minutes before we hit that. As a matter of fact, I can do that now. Bring that down that close. We still have our approach activated with the flight director on and this on. I need that for, I believe, to do an auto land. You can have both activated,
Please expedite your climb flight level 180.
or should have that. And we're gaining on it. We could slow it down to 160 knots. Put our last notch of flaps on, full flaps. We are full flaps, auto brake set, landing gear down, ready to jump onto our approach.
Delta 450, please expedite your climb flight level 180.
Everything looks perfect. me bring it down to 150 knots. 155. That's pretty good right now. And we can go to 150. And here's everything starting to connect. As soon as we take our left turn, this will all be activated for ILS.
450, please expedite your climb flight level 180.
So here we are. And we have all our stuff set for ILS is 110.3. If we look over here at our actually our radio navs, there it is right there, looking good.
Delta 450, climb and maintain 5,000 feet.
Yeah. Now see, I told you it's going to tell you
Climb
to go
and
to
maintain 5,000 feet
5,000.
Delta 450.
Really, 18,000 to 5,000 from there? Ridiculous. And we've got the localizer. It is off the nav1 and on our localizer. We are captured on the localizer. And we're going to line up for our runway. Now I'll know if autoland is possible by reading these over here. It'll have flare on it and all that stuff. And it'll have land, it'll say land on it right there.
Delta 450, climb and maintain 3,000 feet.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Climb and maintain 3,000 feet Delta 450.
Right there. There's our localizer right there. There's our diamond. We are so far so good. We can slow it down a little bit. Approach here. Everything is good here. As you can see it on a bigger screen. The DME. You're going to see all this change as soon as it's captured. It's supposed to be a little bit higher. 2,500 feet or so, but we're good. The runway is up ahead right there, as you can see it. glide slope hasn't started just yet,
Delta 450, you are 11 miles north of DFW.
but it will within 10 miles or 8 miles, something like that.
When inbound.
Some are even as close as 5
Tower
miles.
127.5 Delta 450. DFW Tower Delta 45010 miles north, inbound ILS runway 17 center approach.
Delta 450 DFW Tower. Altimeter 29.9 wind 137 at 5. Cleared ILS runway 17 center approach.
We've got some winds there.
Cleared ILS runway 17 center approach.
Might be
Delta
doing this
450.
manually.
American 14 tree, 1 heavy exit runway when able. American 14 tree, 1 heavy contact ground on 1 tree, 1.0. 1 tree, 1.0 American 14 tree, 1 heavy. Goodbye.
Usually by now it's picked up.
American 201 tree heavy, follow the aircraft on final. Wind 137 at 5.
We need to be closer.
Caution, the Boeing landing runway 17 right.
I mean, it is picked up. It's not fully engaged on the glide slope yet. Usually it's on it by now, but
Cleared to land runway
I will
17 center, American
lower
201
the
tree heavy.
altitude.
Delta 450, follow the aircraft on the runway. Wind 137 at 5. Caution, the Boeing landing runway 17 right. Cleared to land runway 17 center. American 201 tree, heavy exit runway when able. American 201 tree, heavy contact ground on 121.8.
There it is. It shut off. So
Cleared
it's
to
all
land
picked
runway
up.
17 center Delta
It's got the
450.
altitude, altimeter, and all that stuff. It's got
Cleared
everything
to land runway 18 right,
set
American
right on it.
280 heavy.
We are going to know if this is going to be a auto land or not.
Follow the aircraft on final.
And there it is. Land 3, flare, all that set. Here we are. The rollout. It's going to flare and all that stuff. It's going to automatically do that. What I'm going to do is disengage the autopilot. But I'm going to disengage the auto throttle so I can start the reverse thrusters and all that junk. This should do a nice smooth landing. We'll see how well it does. And we can bring this down to 235 knots
121.8 American 201 tree heavy.
or even 130. There we go.
American 280 heavy, you are not cleared to land. Clear the runway.
Yeah, this is talking about the checklist.
100,
Here we go.
60, 50, 40, 30,
American 280 heavy
20.
IFR flight plan is canceled radar service terminated.
5,
It's doing a good job at auto landing. Here we are. We are down.
Frequency change approved.
We have our reverse thrusters engaged. And we just disengaged our reverse thrusters.
Delta 450 exit runway when able.
Didn't need the speed brake. And we will exit right here. Now that was a good landing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at our destination. The local time is 4:01 p.m. Please check around your seat for any personal belongings you may have brought on board with you, and please use caution when opening the overhead bin, as heavy articles may have shifted around during the flight.
121.85
If you require
Delta
deplaning assistance,
450.
please remain in your seat
Goodbye.
until all other passengers have deplaned. One of our crew members will then be pleased to assist you.
Doesn't
Please
have
remain
taxi
seated
to the
until the
gate
aircraft
options.
reaches the gate, and we'll get you offloaded as soon as possible.
So,
Thanks very much.
and you can turn off our auto brake and tell them on the doors.
Cabin crew, disarm the doors, please.
And we can go here, here,
DFW ground, American
door
926
management, and
taxi to the gate.
disarm all.
American 926 taxi to gate, like 129er by taxiway Echo Kilo.
Clear the message. There is one up, there isn't. We got that checklist.
DFW ground, Alaska 415 Heavy, requesting pushback. Alaska 415 Heavy pushback request accepted.
We'll have our shutdown ready when we're ready to go.
DFW ground, American 1681 with Whiskey
Okay,
ready to taxi
so we
IFR.
are set.
American 1681 taxi to and hold short
We
of
have
runway
landed.
18 left using taxiway Hotel Yankee Hotel Whiskey Foxtrot.
And as you can see,
Contact tower on 126.55 when ready.
we're going to have to pick our own terminal because
Taxiing to gate, like 129er using taxiway Echo Kilo, American 926. Taxi to and hold short runway 18 left using taxiway Hotel Yankee Hotel Whiskey Foxtrot, American 1681. American 1681 hold position. Caution other traffic.
so we are here, and I'm looking for a decent, large
American 1681.
jetway, and that's going to be this one, right over here. So that should be good enough for this aircraft. You'll probably say on GSX this parking is too small for your aircraft, which it really isn't. But we are going to stop right around here, set our parking brake, and I will set the chocks on ground, and I will actually set
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated until the captain
For
turns off the seatbelt sign.
a,
Once that happens, we will start deboarding, and you'll be able to leave the aircraft. Thank you.
request the ground power before we shut down, and we are going to jetway. That's what we're using. As soon as the ground power is connected, we can turn off our engines, and we'll be there. Ground power is connected, and so we are going to do that. Everything looks set over here, and we can turn off our engines. And we will set the jetway right now. Go up here, and we can turn off on our ground power.
Ground contact.
Actually, don't need those. Turn off the flight recorder, and we can turn off our taxi and lights there.
Go ahead. I can't connect from chip 2.
Request
This
deboarding.
parking is too small for your aircraft.
You're loud and clear.
See,
Flight
that
over
is.
5.
So I'm going to customize this parking
This parking is
position.
too small for your
If you
aircraft.
get ground
Tell
power,
it that it
then
is good.
start getting you offloaded and coming.
And we will do Delta with new rest.
DFW ground docker, November 844.
So now we can do a
Tango,
deboarding.
requesting pushback. Docker, November
Deboarding
844.
requested.
Golf Tango pushback request
And
accepted.
now leave it right there. So we are set right there. can open up. It is opening. Okay, so we can open up this one, and then the last one, and
Roger.
tell the
Passengers deboarding starting.
Cabin crew, the aircraft is secure and the jetway is connecting. You are clear to start deboarding. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to wish you a safe onward journey and hope you enjoyed your flight today. Thanks for flying with us and we hope to see you again soon.
everything is on automatic. They will start emptying.
DFW ground docker, November 844, Golf Tango, requesting
Almost
the
all
end
of them are
pushback.
gone. So there we
Docker,
are.
November 844, Golf Tango request to end pushback received.
So everything looks good. It was a good flight. Everybody's there. We could do a instant deboarding.
DFW ground docker, November 844, Golf Tango with whiskey ready to taxi IFR. Docker, November 844, Golf Tango, taxi to and hold short of runway 17 right by
Hello, Captain.
Kilo 6, Lima Echo Foxtrot.
Wave your magic wand.
Would you mind waving your magic wand and getting the passengers offloaded straight away?
No problem.
So we can reset all this.
Ground contact. Go ahead. Hello.
Hi. All passengers have left the aircraft. Fantastic landing, by the way. Much appreciated.
It was a good landing. The auto
Just
land
give me a buzz
worked
if you need
really
anything.
well.
Captain. Okay, all back.
Everything's good there. This was a good flight. And hope you enjoyed this. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And thank you for watching.